So engage employees, okay? Get involved with your people. So it's useless to develop the best product or service and invest heavily in its promotion if the company frontline, our people, the people that is in our back is not satisfied with its role. So this discontent on the part of the employees will undermine all the development and external marketing work generated by your company.
So, Paulo, welcome. Welcome to the Internal Marketing Podcast. Very happy to have you today. And you are coming to us from where?
Kerry-Ann, thank you very much for your invitation. I'm really proud to be here with you to share my acknowledgement about marketing in general and specifically about the endomarketing or internal marketing. I'm from Portugal.
Wow, I've heard great things about Portugal, so hopefully I'll get to make it there one day. Paulo, I'm so happy to have you on this podcast episode because when I looked at all of the recent posts made by LinkedIn users that had posts that used the hashtag internal marketing, your post came up as one of them, as a recent post. And specifically, you had written a piece on endo marketing. That's ENDO marketing.
Yes.
And I'll confess, I've never heard of endo marketing before. But in reading your piece, I realized it's virtually the same or certainly very similar to internal marketing. So that would be my first question, Paulo. What is endo marketing? And do you know where it even came from?
Sure. Endomarketing or internal marketing are marketing actions aimed at the company's internal public. The main objective of this strategy is to strengthen the loyal and the harmonious relationship between the organization and employees, increasing the alignment, involvement, and commitment of employees with the company's strategic objectives, and of course, improving its market value, according to the creator of the term, Mr. Saul Fagus Backing, professor and business consultant. Marketing is the heart and science of making the connection between demand and supply with the goal of optimizing the company's profits. So let's say that based on this principle, we observe that this science is not only applied to the external environment of the company, but it's also important to be worked with another strategic audience for the organization, our people, the
Yes.
employees. Then comes endomarketing or internal marketing. As I told you before we start this podcast, it's not possible to do very good or good external marketing without also involving employees in the same action. So the purpose of this practice is to trying to transform theoretical approach such as mission, vision, values into concrete practice and results, shaping behaviors and mobilizing company employees to reflect such results for the external public. And you asked me about what is endomarketing and where it's coming from. So the meaning of endomarketing is very simple. The prefix endo means internal. Okay, it's a prefix from the Greek and means it means interior designator. And endo about the origins of endomarketing. Allow me to tell you that for a long time, employees were seen only as production parts within companies, okay? Only figures. All factors of personal well-being and working conditions were completely disregarded, okay? With the arrival of the second industrial revolution, and this is a little bit about story, this perspective slowly changing its focus, and the relationship between company and employee began to gain healthier habits. There's no records, there's no certain date that marks the origin of endomarketing. But there are some studies showing that the concept began to be built up. So I would say that today, endomarketing is much more than that, as it encompasses any and all efforts that the company makes to communicate within its internal public, generating the engagement it needs to fulfill its objectives and generate results, a process that currently requires a lot of speed, interaction, and flexibility.
I love that. And I had no idea that it has gone back so far into history.
Yes.
And just to clarify something, which would be my next question then, would you say then that endomarketing and internal marketing are the same thing?
Yes, I think yes. I think we are talking about the same thing.
I think your explanation is very clear in that endomarketing and internal marketing are pretty much the same thing.
Yes.
Endo, that root word there pretty much means interior, internal, and companies want to be able to engage in endomarketing and internal marketing as a way to get their employees aligned with the company mission and vision and strategy in a way that engages them to be able to support that and execute on that. So the next question then is, and while some may say, well, it's the answer would be obvious, but could you share with us what are the benefits that a company gets by engaging in endomarketing?
Of course. Before I mention the benefits, I think it's useful to share the objectives of the endomarketing. Okay, so I always mention at least 9 different objectives. The first one is communicate effectively. Then the second one is align employees. Okay. The third one is disseminate organizational culture. And the fourth one is implementing a culture of transparency. And the fifth, and it's very important, and nowadays everyone is talking about that, is integrate all, okay? Accept all the difference between all the people and integrate all the people. The seven is improve the organizational climate. The eighth objective is to expose the benefits of the company. Okay, and here the human resource department has a very important role. And the last one, the last one is to train and develop the professional. Okay, so all these benefits are provided through internal marketing. The result that the company achieves in this scenario is predictable. Okay, so engage employees. Okay, get involved with your people. So it's useless to develop the best product or service and invest heavily in its promotion if the company frontline, our people, the people that is in our back, is not satisfied with its role. So this discontent on the part of the employers will undermine all the development and external marketing work generated by your company. So there are several studies saying that results of employee engagement, an engaged employee has 22% higher productivity, 25% less chance of leaving the company, 37% lower rate of absenteeism. Companies with engaged employees are 21% more profitable. So 48% less work accidents and 10% more in customer exchanges. When the company image is strengthened with the team through internal marketing, employees can engage customers. So customers align with the brand promises, with the brand values, with the brand emotions, spend twice as much as out of line customers spend. So, as you may have noticed, all efforts to strengthen your brand with employers have a financial return. There is no point trying to sell to customers that your solution is the best on the market if the team is not aligned with the brand's purpose. You can have the best coat, okay, But if you are not invited to the party, so forget about, okay?
And I think you said it at the beginning of the episode as well. Companies cannot be successful at marketing externally to customers if internally you don't have that alignment with
Of course.
your employees who are not only aware of what your strategy, your mission, your vision is, but that they're really engaged in it, they believe in it, and they can share it and with folks outside of the organization. So could you perhaps share some examples, because I know in conversations like these they sound very good in theory, but we know that there are companies who are actually doing endomarketing and doing it very well.
I have a couple of examples, but don't forget that if you are not able to take care of yourself, nobody's going to take care about you. Okay, so the same when you are talking about the companies. I have a delicious example. In Europe, it's really popular. Okay, so especially
Yes,
the
yes.
Italian brands and the French brands. When you are looking for your first car, it's always a Fiat. And I have a delicious example about Fiat because Fiat considers employees to be its first customers. So they are the first to test drive the brand launches. Okay? Every time they launch a new car, they invite their people to make the first test drives. Okay? And this attention, it's also extend to families with anniversaries and other kind of parties. And they have also a virtual platform for internal communication, a TV, a kind of endomarketing TV, some promotions. But the most important, because the main subject, the main business for Fiat is the cars, of course, and they give the chance to their people to be the first one to try to and to make a test drive. Okay, and this cultivate a culture in the company. Okay, this means that nothing is leaving the company without their experience. And going back to Japan, I have Toyota. And Toyota, they do the following. In each Toyota employee goes through 5 months of training to learn about car production. Okay? To learn about car production, the difficulties and needs of customers and dealerships, and most importantly, the meaning of the Toyota culture. Okay? And after this period of 5 months, is already considered able to present new ideas for improvements in the company day to day. Does the team feels more useful, increasing its commitment, and motivational training and lectures are also part of the employer routines. These are some of the examples.
I love that. Great examples. And I think the next question that comes up a lot is, who is supposed to own endomarketing in a company? You know, some people say, well, if it's internal, it should be internal comms, or it should be HR because it's employees.
The human resource department, yes.
Right, or marketing. If it's about the brand, then it's marketing. Do you believe there should be one owner or more than one owner in the organization?
Endomarketing is not human resource. Okay, human resource is a different approach of the people in our companies, but I believe that the owner of the endomarketing, and then it's a huge discussion if should be the owner of the human resource as well or not. Okay, I think marketing is something that is crossing the company from the very beginning to the moment that the product is already with you in your house, okay, in your home. So I really believe that owner of this endomarketing or this internal marketing should be owned by marketing. Yes.
Okay, thank you. And I've had a couple of guests on this podcast who feel the same way as well. And I agree, because one of my guests made the point that eh, why they believed marketing should be the owner, because at the core of what marketing is and does, it's about shifting behavior.
This is a kind of a non-stop discussion, okay? This is a
Yes,
non-stop discussion, but it's
yes.
but But it's also very good to have the discussion. It means that someone is giving some importance to endomarketing, okay?
Yes, 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 indeed, indeed.
Yes.
And I think the next question then is, because you said somebody giving importance to it, what do you think is the reason why more companies are not embracing endomarketing the way they should, given all of the obvious benefits that we've discussed?
I think it's clearly due to ignorance or due to the establishment of the priorities. Before this podcast, I mentioned to you that people today it's so involved with everything that is happening, and everything is happening by the first time every day. So they are really focused on the market, external market, and most of the times they forget the internal marketing. Companies believe that their employers' loyalty and commitment are guaranteed. They are there, okay? So don't worry about them, okay? They are there, so they are our people, so they have to work, they have their salary, so but they are absolutely wrong, okay? This I think these new times we are living right now, you have time to look inside of your company and to hear your people and to take some measures in order to increase their involvement with your operation.
Yes, yes. And I think now is an excellent time for companies to start giving more thought to doing that, because what this pandemic I think has brought out is more people, and people make up companies, but people are placing greater value on the human connection, because the pandemic and the health crisis, there's the economic fallout that has occurred with it as well. People are struggling. People are having a very difficult time. And of course, everybody's in lockdown. It's a lot of online digital things. People are really starving for that human connection. And I think the more companies can show empathy to their employees and engage them in this way, and then leverage that human connection coming from the humans that make up the company to the humans that we're targeting externally, I think it's awesome. I guess my next question then would be, Paulo, if assuming that when more and more people realize how important and how beneficial endomarketing is, if anybody who is listening, because I'm sure we have listeners here who are probably like, hey, my company needs to do this more, my brand can benefit from this. What do you say should be the kind of immediate or first steps they should take to get an endomarketing strategy implemented or even developed in their own
Of
company?
course. Flexibility. Please check with your people how they are flexible and they are open mind to different ideas. It's not possible to implement an indoor marketing if you don't have right management of the space of the environment, the same of the marketing. And then please understand and try to feel the way they are involved and motivated.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I take one of the points you made as the fact that actually it starts from the top of the organization. The leadership they have to be aligned, they have to be convinced that this is something that the organization needs, and because they really have the power to make the shifts that need to be made in order for this to take root, as it were, in the company. I love that. Thank you. And so we're coming down to the end of our discussion, and I know
Yes.
we would have discussed a lot here today. You would have shared so many rich insights with us today. For everything that you would have shared, Paulo, what would you say is the big takeaway, that you want people to come away with from this discussion? If it was one thing, what would that be?
The following situation, Kerry-Ann. If the people's work is influenced by the leader, the success of a company depends a lot on the leadership capacities of its managers. Correct? So once the company's foundations are structured, it's up to the leader to engage. And in fact, the teams. I'm talking about the leaders because you are not able to do anything if you don't have the support of the leaders. Okay, so thinking a football team, as football or soccer team, imagine that you hired a player, okay, but it does not necessarily support your team. Okay, you just hired a player, so you need to educate him or to teach him, make him appreciate that you have built there. Okay, so show that he will be part of the history of your team. So people are motivated by the things they are interested in. Okay, this is a very important sentence. People are motivated by the things they are interested in and involved in. So internal marketing in companies and at this, and a good leader knows how to use this language. So as a good football team, as a good coach, companies are also need good leaders so that their players like the team they defend and feel really motivated, as they say in football, to wear the shirt. This is my shirt. This is, they hear the shirt, they take the team has, or looks like they are the owners of the team, they are the owners of the company, and this is the maximum you can achieve. Okay, it's when your people feels like the owners of the company.
And again, I think the point is made is that it starts with leadership and the culture and the climate that they create, to the point where everyone who is a part of the team, in which case the employees of the company, feel engaged, they catch the vision, they're aligned with the vision, and they are enabled and empowered to be able to execute on that. I thank you so much, Paolo. This has been an awesome discussion. And as I like to end every podcast interview with all of our guests who come and so generously share of their time and their expertise, I like to ask, how can we support you? So you, Paulo, is the marketing director of
Yes.
Costa Verde. I hope I
Yes, from
pronounced it
Portugal.
correctly.
It's a tableware company.
Tupperware. And how can anyone get in touch with you if they would like to continue this conversation? LinkedIn?
Yes, sure. You can visit my LinkedIn profile, and please be free to be in contact. I have the full contacts there, and I'm trying to be always available. Okay, to discuss marketing. I'm just starting a new project, a personal project, related with industrial marketing, and I'm always preparing new articles at least once a week with based on several subjects related with marketing and endomarketing. So please be free and please contact me.
So definitely we can reach out to you on LinkedIn. Thank you so much, Paolo, for your time, for sharing. And I like you, I agree. I think the more as we go through this pandemic, as we come out of the pandemic, more and more companies will realize the critical importance that we engage our employees in a more empathetic way,
No doubt.
in a more in a more intentional way, so that they become more engaged. And of course, in that engagement, we can empower them to be advocates of the brand, the best advocates of any brand. It's your employees. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Kerry-Ann, just allow me to have some more seconds, a couple of seconds. I'd like to ask for some help to you and to everyone that is hearing us, to bring this message across. Okay, the message that endomarketing or internal marketing is as important as the most complex traditional marketing strategies. Okay, and please, this is a tough subject, and please never give up. Thank you very much, Kerry-Ann, for your invitation. I'm really honored to be here today, and I'm always available when you want to speak about endomarketing.
Thank you very much, Paulo. We appreciate your time. And again, we wish for you and yours all the very best.
Thank you very much.
Please continue to stay safe.
Okay, thank you very much for you too. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
So join us next time and we'll continue to flip the marketing conversation right here on the Internal Marketing Podcast. The Internal Marketing Podcast is available on your favorite podcasting app.